it is the Saints who will get this second half underway. Lomax with the boot. What will Huddersfield have for us in the next 40 minutes? Signs that the good times are coming back?
Well, I think you'd have to be Einstein to work that out, Eddie, but they know that they've got to score very, very early in this second stanza. Got to make sure that they can lift their spirits. They've got the ability out there, we know that, but we made it quite clear, didn't we, when we were assessing that first 40 minutes, is the fact that it's all come about by Danny Brough. Very few clean breaks from the Giants tonight. And if they made a couple, then it could play on. Good offload. Griggs.
Two good offloads. First one from Crabtree, then that second one. The referee shouted play on each occasion. That's Lee who funnels the ball out to Ferris. Ferris comes back inside, straight back to all the bother. No, he wasn't tackled. Kept his arm off the ground. Good work. Here's a high hanging bomb from Brough again. Oh,
it's going to bounce
again. Oh, he did well to get to that, did Wellens.
Showed the real experience there, and it's another high kick from Danny Brough.
Well, he put the 20 pence in the one-arm bandit, and he came up with bell, bell, bell. That could have been bell, lemon, cherry for Paul Wellens. Easy. Just a reminder, by the way, that Super League Supermen with Kevin Ellis, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports 2 HD.
Maybe now, Eddie, we're seeing the effects of Paul Anderson's half-time team talk on his Huddersfield Giants. They went right up the middle of the field, couple of offloads, and those players that we know can run very well from dummy half, supported steps, and actually turned St Helens around. Great kick again from Danny Brough. That's not the first we've seen in the game, and they defended very well on the back of it. So maybe he's had chance to get to his charges and say, if we're going to play a certain style of football, A, let's have a go, and B, let's keep at it.
And also try to play the ball a little bit more quicker than what we've seen from them tonight.
2 minutes of the second half gone. Here's the host of Super League Supermen and anything else we ask him to do, Brian Carney with half-time news.
Jack of all trades, master of none. Look, it's a similar message from both coaches at half-time. St Helens realise they're up against a very good side who are just down in a bit of form. Mike Rush wants his side to keep doing what they did in the first 40 minutes. He believes that will be enough to get the goods tonight. On the other side, it was a very relaxed Paul Anderson and Akira Bertil that exited the dressing room. Smiles on their faces. They believe that they're doing a lot of good stuff in this game here tonight. And their players, they also look confident when they're walking out. So the message that they gave to their players was not the start of the game, but certainly the end of the game, the end of the first half, is what they need to replicate in this second 40 minutes.
Thanks, Brian. It was a lovely take from Tommy Makinson, wasn't it? And here's the young winger again now. He doesn't look too impressed, does he, Paul Anderson, with what he's watching here tonight?
Well, he knows that the chase should have been a little bit more.
Oh, Soliola's away. Awful
forward,
pass.
yeah.
It was forward anyway. It was a shocker.
And he knows it. Doesn't need us to tell the big fella that not the best finish in his career.
I think Danny Brough's kick, Eddie, was a great one, but they probably kicked it to the wrong winger. Tommy Makinson seems more comfortable as we see that pass go into touch as they attempt to counter-attack. Francis Melly and the land between him and Paul Wellens was the area in which they had some success in the first half, and very unfortunate not to score again early in the second through kicking between Francis Melly on the left wing and Paul Wellens in the middle of the field.
Here come the Giants again. That was a solid run from Lane Patrick, right up the middle. And Tommy Lee gets it away to Brough. He pops it up to Ferris again. Ferris looking to turn in the tackle and offload once more. Goes down instead on the halfway line. And Lee into centre field. Griggs just pops it up, and Jason Chan bumps off one tackle. Sees a hole appearing. Goes for it, Jason Chan. Wellens stands his ground, ball and all. Brilliant tackle from the veteran fullback. And here now is Griggs as Huddersfield attack down the right-hand side. Kicks in behind Francis Melly, who is able to let that ball run touching goal.
Well, that'll bring a smile to Paul Anderson. It should, because that's one of the best build-ups we've seen tonight from the Giants. That really was good, solid play. Chan made the break. As I say, it was extremely rare for them to make a clean break in that first half.
Solid tackle, though, from Wellens. Last line of defence for St Helens. Top try scorer for them this year, but he's pretty good in defence as well, is Paul Wellens.
Good offload there by McCarthy Scarsbrook, but really they should have been aware a little bit quicker that St Helens support players.
Lawrence just envelops Lance O'Hire. Roby gets it away. Here's Josh Jones.
And again, you see St Helens playing the ball a lot quicker than their opposite. That's the reason why they get over the advantage so easily.
High kick this time off the boot of Wilkin. Flick back. Wilkin, oh, and then he just puts it down looking for Roby, and it was a nice little instep kick from Wilkin after it bounced. Watch this.
Yeah.
I think Everton reserves play here, don't they? Or is it Liverpool reserves who are going to play? Anyway, one of the two of them. He's after a contract in the Premier League.
It was a nice option, but again, Huddersfield allowing St Helens to go for that high kick. No one there was trying to get it in a Giants jumper, and they've got to realise that they've got to commit themselves, and no, that's offside.
Let's play on because Saints have it. And this will be the zero tackle. Melly will take that. 6 minutes of the second half gone, as we were at half-time.
We've got a better contest. We've clearly got a more committed and stronger looking Huddersfield side, rolling their sleeves up and putting some effort into the defence.
Can they keep it going? That's the big question as far as they're concerned. As Clough gets to his feet and plays it to Roby. Here is Lomax. Then it's with Wellens. Decent tackling on Wellens. Fayumu was in there, so too was Brett Ferris. He's solid enough, isn't he, Ferris, for Huddersfield?
Yeah, they've been utilising him in attack out on that left-hand side. Maybe it could be a good move for Paul Anderson to get him involved in some work down the middle.
Short ball from Lomax finds Soliola. The devil's own job from Huddersfield's defenders to put him down. Last one here for the Saints. Now then, this could be a try because Makinson's after it. Was it grounded in goal by the Huddersfield defender? There's not much emotion on the face of Tommy Makinson, so it's a decision here that Phil Bentham will have to make.
It didn't look confident. It was a beautiful little chip through, wasn't it, by James Roby. They're onside. No problem with that,
doesn't it? Sure, George grounds it first.
He certainly gets there.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, that's fine. That'll be the dropout from underneath the sticks, but again, good pressure.
And good work in defence, to be fair, from Luke George. That
had to be in the man controlling it.
Well, James Childs has watched that and knows the decision. We're just waiting for it to flash up on our big screen, and there it is. It's a goal line dropout. Tommy Makinson, so close to another try, but not on that occasion.
And
it's amazing when they get up from things like that. You can tell by the look on their face, can't you, really?
Yeah, look, St Helens know how to apply the pressure. They've been doing it for years, and quick play the ball. They know when they get into it, they don't panic. They put the little kick in, just to keep turning the Giants around time and time again.
First big test in the second half, Mike, for the Huddersfield Giants. You can see what they're trying to do. Didn't do it exceptionally well with that knock-on from, I think, David Fayumu, but trying to turn the ball back on the inside, working the middle channels, going away, coming back. Just couldn't really finish off that good forward movement that they had from the first couple of sets. But if you give the ball away to St Helens, one thing you've got to do, you've got to defend your try line. They got away with that one with good scramble defence. And the last play now on this set.
Yes, it is the last play, and Roby gives it to Soliola. He gets it away, keeps the movement going, finds Wilkin. Here's Lomax to the in-goal area, and this time it goes dead. Cudjoe just waited and waited, almost an eternity.
But you've got to give credit to Huddersfield there. They really did apply the pressure. It was a bit of a panic end, and the kick from Johnny Lomax. See quite clearly it goes dead in goal.
Scott Moore is out there at last for Huddersfield, ex-St Helens hooker. This is his 40th appearance for the Giants in 2 spells. He played in last year's grand final for the Saints at Old Trafford. There he is. Was at Widnes at the start of the season, and was shown the exit door, and quickly was looking at the welcome mat at Huddersfield. This is Chan. Jason Chan looking to get through this very compact St Helens defence. Not been too many clean breaks. In fact, has there been any clean breaks for Huddersfield tonight? Maybe 2. All the danger seems to come from the boot of Danny Brough, and they might be looking for him again here. Indeed they are. Up it goes once more. Well, who wants it? And nobody moving towards it, and it's bounced back.
It's back to another set of 6 for the Giants.
It is. Has Eden heard the call? Yes, he has, because he'll take this tackle.
Want to play the ball quickly.
All offside, the Saints. All offside.
Yeah. Anxious look on the face of Paul Anderson.
Be more anxious look on the face of Mike Rush. First penalty for Huddersfield in the match, and we've had to wait 49 3/4 minutes for it to come.
Well, it looks like Scott Griggs is going to get the first receiver after this run from Mason.
That could easily have been another penalty there, because I'm sure that Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook shot off the line too early. Anyway, Griggs gets the short ball away. Big Earl loses it.
Or was it stolen?
Well, Earl Crabtree is appealing, but Roby doesn't wait for the debate.
Well, Danny Brough is furious. What is furious over, but again...
Well, they've lost the possession so early in the tackle count.
Yeah, frustration, but good work by James Roby.
Was it a steal or was it a loose carry?
It's hard to say. Wilkin had his fingers in early.
Well, I don't know whether Danny Brough was furious at the fact that Big Earl's trying to spin out, possibly score a try, or the fact that the Huddersfield Giants let James Roby dance away from the in goal and get back in the field of play. And I say that with respect to James Roby. That was a magnificent effort to pick up that loose ball and get St Helens back on the front foot.
Yeah, but I think we saw from the replay that John Wilkin got a hand to it there. That should have been a penalty to the Giants. Not getting much of the rub of the green.
That's a knock on there.
Nearly lost that. He did. Nearly lost it. Did he manage to get it before it hit the ground?
It was hard to tell. It certainly fumbled with it. Wilkin got the fingertips to it. Obviously in
to run
time.
it back. Well, we can have another look. Of course, the referee can't.
Oh, he did well, didn't he?
He did do well. Solid St Helens defence. Only been breached by 2 kicks from Scott Moore. It's caused all the damage. This is Jason Chan. Lee to Brough. There's another kick from Brough. Right down the middle of the field. Wellens is after it. That takes a horrible skip and goes dead. They'll line up on the 20 and start again. Will St Helens.
To be fair, Danny Brough's kicking game has been pretty decent tonight. He's found the terra firma on several occasions, and that's all you need. Just a touch too heavy on that occasion, but he can produce so much quality.
Mark Flanagan wearing 15. He's missed the last 2.
But look at that. They stride away over the advantage line, and well, they slowed them down there. Flannery couldn't get a quick play of the ball.
Good hands. Oh, and then they just lose the plot a bit. Just nudged back and back to 1 because Cudjoe got a hand to it, and then he just lost the possession.
Nice to see the prop forward and Frankie get back and save the day.
I don't know whether it was his hand or his foot, to be fair to Cudjoe, but anyway, it was back to 1. The referee called, so here come the Saints again. Lafranchi.
Nothing fancy. Not too much fuss, just solid hard work from the forwards. This man again, as he so often does, James Roby, concentrating on getting them over that advantage line, and that's a great effort, isn't it?
Solid work from big Josh Perry. Roby to Wilkin, off the wrist of O'Hire, and it went backwards.
It was on as well. If O'Hire could have taken that quickly, it was a 3-on-2.
Come on, hold. Hold. Go.
Last tackle here for St Helens. Lomax this time puts the high kick in, and Eden comes forward and greets it and sets them off again. Gets it wide to Luke George.
Move. Hold. Wait. Go.
Well, when Huddersfield play the next game, Eddie, they need to be able to start the game with the confidence that they've started this second half. I almost felt, and it's only my perception, that they were looked embarrassed when they walked onto this field at the start of the match. Probably the 8 defeats in 9 matches certainly hasn't helped them. But now they're playing like a side that look like a rugby league team. They're prepared to take some chances, take it to their opponents, and meet their opponents with far more aggression in defence.
Slack pass, but Grick steps out of the challenge from Chris Flannery. The scoring burst that we had has stopped, hasn't it? We haven't had anything in this second half yet, and the last time we had anything to trouble the scoreboard was the 31st minute.
I think a reduction in the unforced errors from the Huddersfield Giants. The fact they've been a little bit more patient, sat behind the Danny Brough kicking game, and then defended reasonably well, not given away too many reckless penalties. You know, for me, watching Huddersfield from a farm, from a distance, sat up in the stand, I just don't quite see how it's working there with Tommy Lee now at hooker and Scott Moore now at loose forward. They're both tempted to get to the dummy half position. I just kind of get that feeling watching again from a distance. I just don't know how convinced the Huddersfield Giants players are in who's running the game from that dummy half position.
Lomax has gone for a 40-20 attempt here. If that would have taken a big skip, it would have found the mark, but it doesn't. And so it allows Leroy Cudjoe the opportunity to bring that ball forward. Cudjoe, a 5-year deal that he signed last September, so in the first year of that 5-year deal, Leroy's going to be around in Huddersfield colours for a wee while yet.
Yeah, there's a talent, that is for sure. And but I just wanted to make the observation is the way that St Helens, every time they get that kick away, the chase is superb. They put the pressure on.
Come on me.
Nice tackled there by Mark Flanagan.
Danny Brough again looking to open this Saints defence up. Griggs with a deft little kick in behind Melly. Wellens is across to cover up, and Lawrence gets him.
You're going to have to get up pretty early in the morning to beat the likes of Paul Wellens with a kick like that. Much better defence though
from Makinson.
Just saying that it's much better defence in the second half by the Giants. You know, they're a little bit lax in certain areas, especially in and around the play the ball area in that first half. He'd lost that, always given a penalty for a steal. The Frankie thought he'd just lost control, but
I think Scott Moore's hand was in there. I think he's read that right, James Child.
Josh, don't creep forward. All right?
Quite clear.
You're not going to get a penalty,
didn't miss it. Had a decent game, hasn't he? The man with the whistle tonight, Mr. Child.
So chance here for St Helens now. LaFranchi to his feet and plays it to Roby. Here's Josh Perry.
Great to see our St Helens. You know, they can slow the game down. They just grind away. No panic, no fuss, get on with good hard work, and they know they got the 3 quarters to punish anybody.
Shenton did well then to get it away to Flanagan. Makinson, Lomax, Perry, take it forward. Let's be tackle number 4, number 5 coming up. Lomax again. It's Ohio, and Wellens went without it. Just lost a bit of momentum. Here comes the last. Ohio this time, right-footed, cross-field. Who's after this? Shenton gets it, palms it back. Dinked over the top by Flanagan! Goal line dropout.
Good work by the fullback, had to be as well. Good thinking by Mark Flanagan. But again, not one Huddersfield player. How many times have we seen that tonight? When the ball's gone high, they call them the Giants, but nobody's jumping like a Giant. Can't afford to just allow the opposition to get the fingertip to it, knock it back. He got a hand to it. Yeah, did very, very well. It was close, wasn't it, Flanagan? He didn't ground the ball. He was trying to flick it away.
The third goal line dropout that St Helens have forced. LaFranchi goes down in the tackle. That's tackle number 2. And when the Saints go marching in, is started to be sung on the terraces. And this is Andrew Dixon. 60th St Helens appearance for the 22-year-old substitute. Playing the ball there to Roby. And Roby up the middle, escaping the clutches, flings it back. Wellens goes one way, comes back the other, finds Wilkins give it some width. Good defence by Danny Brough on Flanagan. He still gets the ball away to Lomax. Head-high shot, penalty to St Helens.
Oh, they'll just tap this.
That's 10 tacklers, isn't it, Eddie? They had a repeat set on the last play. That was 6. They've just done 4 more. What a commitment here now, 60 minutes almost in the match. And they've started to defend the line as though the season means something for them.
Perry takes it in on the first. Mason just trying to slow things down a bit. Oh, good ball. LaFranchi, good try.
Great work from James Roby.
Coach up on his feet, punches the air. LaFranchi, that probably just takes the wind even more out of Huddersfield Giants' sails. 204 appearances in the NRL before he joined St Helens in the winter. And Anthony LaFranchi gets his 6th try of the season. He's quoted as saying he hopes to play for Italy in the World Cup of 2013. Why shouldn't he with a name like that?
Certainly is good work there by Danny Brough, but you could see there that Flanagan had the power and the strength to offload. Lomax off from that, but this is super play. That's the reason why James Roby is classified as one of the great players in the world, never mind just Super League. And that has pleased Mike Rush. Of course it is. It's a set pattern. It's a man, James Roby, that has created the try for the prop forward. Super move.
Well, he might have played 5 times for Australia, 4 times for New South Wales, and twice for the Exiles, but believes perhaps his roots are in Italy, a little bit like Craig Gower in a previous life from the London Broncos. He was an Italian rugby union international, wasn't he, before he returned to our game? But he'll be playing for the Italians in the World Cup as well. Makinson adds the extras. 34 points to 12, first points of the second half. Gone the Saints' way, and you can't see them losing it now.
No, fully controlled. We mentioned a few moments ago as the way the ability of the St Helens side to utilise the forwards. No fuss, hard work, get them there. They know they've got the quality. He knew that that inside ball was coming from James Roby. Good teamwork.
Mike Rush punch in the air with delight. That was a Kieran Cunningham classic. How many times did we see Kieran Cunningham execute exactly the same play? Ironically, he went straight through Scott Moore, who will also score on exactly the same play for St Helens on many, many occasions. It just seems to be the way the factory works here at the Saints. Movement from the dummy half, stand, shadow to one side, turn the big man back on the inside and bust straight through the 2 markers.
Yeah, you know what's coming. It's difficult to read the script, though, isn't it?
Well, they did well to defend the line, Eddie, after the goal line drop out, the penalty. In fact, the amount of possession St Helens had in the first half and in the second half, it was one of the reasons why Huddersfield now have missed twice as many tackles. In the first half, I think there probably wasn't enough effort. But just look at that, almost a 60-40 split in possession. You just very rarely see that in rugby league because of the 6-tackle rule.
Roby was the man who was taking it forward, as he seems to do so often for Saints. It's the last tackle, so it's off the boot of Lomax. It's high. Eden safe underneath it. Escapes the clutches of a couple, but then goes down because of sheer weight of numbers that beat him.
That's the first time we haven't seen a St Helens player contest for that ball. Well taken though by Greg Eden. He's been put under a lot of pressure tonight. Worked very, very hard.
They just don't seem to be able to get through the St Helens defence whatsoever. You can't fault them for their effort, Huddersfield, but just no penetration from them.
Early part of the second half, when Huddersfield started the 40 minutes very brightly. Big Earl Crabtree in the middle of the field, movement from the ruck, offloads, Fayumu in support, and Huddersfield made good ground. You're right, Eddie, they just can't win a collision, they can't get an offload. And
they can get a penalty though.
Yes, they've got one on the outside.
Lomax stealing the ball, 2-1 on Ferris.
Yep. Thought it was smart. Shenton down low, thought he was on the blind side of the official. Forgot about one thing. There's a bloke on the sideline with a flag.
Now 20 metres away as Keith Mason gets to his feet, plays the ball to Tommy Lee. Here's Brett Ferris, hooks his nose through, but again hauled down 10 metres shy of the St Helens line. Big opportunity here for the Giants. That's Scott Moore. Back it comes to Brough. Brough then finds Grix. Grix sends the dummy, goes the opposite way, good on his feet. Wilkin got a hand on him, then lost him.
Well, a good effort, wasn't it? Had to be as well. You know, this is something that can cheer up Paul Anderson, the new Giants coach. Okay, they probably think they can't win this game, but at least they can look forward to trying to do something different.
Good tackling by Johnny Lomax. He gave away the penalty for stealing the ball, so he won't want them to score here. Scott Moore and Larn Patrick. Last one for Huddersfield. Can they force something? Can they get a repeat set at least? They're keeping it alive. Lee, Brough, and they wanted it wide. They've got it wide. Lawrence is after it, and he's took that one-on-one, but I think they've said he was tackled in the air.
Yeah, Melly was going for the ball.
I thought Lawrence was as well, but let's have another look.
And, well, the only thing I can think of is it's a bit of a high shot in the end. Yeah. Just have a little bit of a...
Well, people will be thinking about the Catalan Dragons last weekend or last Friday when we were down there, but there was no push and nothing on that. That was, he gave that as a tackle in the air. They were both contesting the ball. Brian, what was the view pitch side?
Eddie, you're absolutely right. Had a very good view of that. Both players contesting that ball fairly, and it's a wrong decision to penalise the Huddersfield player on that occasion. He had every right to go and challenge for this ball, and I believe he did challenge the ball, got it out of Francis Melly's grip, and that should have been play on. That perhaps should have been a try. I don't see a foul in that at all.
Well, it might not have been a try, Brian, because I think Lawrence dragged it forward. But anyway, I go with you. They were definitely contesting the ball in the air. It's suddenly become a very grey area in rugby league, hasn't it? The ball in the air. This is no grey area. It's Roby. It's brilliant. It is Roby for the line.
You cannot stop Class. He's not selling it. No. He wants to see if there's some obstruction, I think, way back downfield.
It was a wonderful run. It deserves a try. Let's have another look, though, see if there's anything that we should be worrying about. Is that the obstruction they're talking about?
Well, the ball has come really way out onto this blind side. I think that's A-OK.
He's taken two players out, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, but
the pass has gone behind him.
But there's nowhere near that so he can get to it. Maybe he'll turn it down. I don't know. Phil Bentham, pretty hard job. But it's I'm with you. It was a swinging arm as well, wasn't it? For Longo.
It's a try.
He's such a tremendous player, this fella.
It's a try now because we've watched the grounding of it. And Roby comes up with the 4 points. Just stretches the lead. And not only does it stretch the lead and probably confirm the victory tonight for St Helens, but that is James Roby's 70th try for this club. He got a try against the Giants in home games 2004, 2008, now 2012. He saves them up every 4 years. Yeah, back-to-back penalties have cost the Giants.
Yeah, and I think on that replay, I feel that Lawrence sort of just had a hand on the head. That's perhaps they got it, messing around. Got it through, but this man, he'll pop up anywhere. World class provider, the finisher. And what was it, Eddie? 70 tries, you say, for his club?
Yep.
Unbelievable for a hooker. Tremendous.
Well, he will enjoy that moment, and he'll enjoy this as well. As a few moments ago, Tommy Makinson added the extras to make it 40 points to 12. And remember, he injured a knee at Huddersfield in March in the defeat. The Saints were leading 12-4 when he left the field. They went on and they lost that game by 16 points to 17. And even at that early stage of the season, we knew the influence that James Roby had on this team.
You know, good sides have a variety of ways of scoring, and they tried it in the first half, didn't they? Maybe, is this a forward pass, a knock-on? No, he drops it backwards clearly. Play on from there. But they tried a similar play from a tap in the first half, and the referee said it was a forward pass. Again, they've executed it well in the second half and scored a brilliant individual try.
40 points to 12, though, to St Helens. They look in the mood, don't they? They started poorly. They're finishing in their usual style. 6 grand finals in a row. They've lost. I have to whisper this because the St Helens supporters won't like me saying it. They've lost 5 of them. And they're looking to right all the wrongs in 2012. And we'll see the champions who they lost to at Old Trafford last October tomorrow night. Wakefield Leeds is our latest Super League Monday.
Well, you referred to
Wakefield going well, by the way.
Yeah, it should be a great game. I'm looking forward to it.
No foregone conclusion that.
Nope. And I must say, you're talking about the St Helens. You know, for years we'd say they can score tries from anywhere on the field of play. I just get the impression that this season, that under the coaching of Mike Rush, they are very, very controlled. We've mentioned it quite a few times, in the fact that, you know, the forwards get through their hard work. They're quite happy with it. They don't rush. They don't want to test their arm. They just wait until they get into a good position, and then they turn on the magic.
And they're looking to finish this game here with a bit of a flourish, I think. It's going to be Wigan, Warrington Saints, 1, 2, 3. And Catalan Dragons will go back to 4th, despite their victory yesterday. So that's the top 4. Huddersfield, well, I just wonder whether they can mount a charge. I think they started tonight 7th. Not going to go any further forward, of course.
No doubt about the steal, under the pressure. And they'll just drive it through. They've got willing workers, haven't they? They really, really do work hard, especially this fella, Anthony Lafranchi. He's not the biggest prop forward you'll ever see.
Lomax is busy. He's done well. He's been no one-hit wonder, has he, Johnny Lomax, last year's Young Player of the Year. Oh, that's a shame for Lafranchi. Yeah, second try was beckoning for the big man.
And he knew it. He knew exactly what was happening. Roby was going to be the provider. It was the inside pass that got him over, and it was just a straight pass.
This is Saints' 450th weekly round game, by the way, in Super League, and they have won more than any other team. They're going to claim their 324th win here tonight in the weekly rounds, and will make it 12 wins from 15 under Mike Rush, Kieran Cunningham. Will they get another one next Monday? St Helens against Warrington. Sky Sports 1 HD, Super League Monday. A week tomorrow. We know we're at Wakefield Leeds tomorrow night, and next Friday, I think I'm right in saying, we're at Wigan against Hull. Brough has made a break.
Lovely little dummy there from Danny Brough. He certainly tried his damnedest tonight. But you've got to give credit the way that St Helens, they got so many numbers back.
Oh, great ball from Patrick to Falongo. Here is Robinson. Just didn't have the pace. St Helens 40-12 up, defending their line for all they're worth. Here is Grix. Lafranchi gets to him. Grix goes down on the last. Well, it's almost been as rare as hen's teeth, the breaks that Huddersfield have put in tonight, but we've just seen one from Brough, and here he is again now. He gets the ball away to Greg Eden, and it's just the last pass. It's just the last option that goes wrong.
Fullback tried his damnedest, but it was a great defensive effort. I think it was Johnny Lomax that came sweeping across right round the ankles. Yeah, it was. Applied the pressure. As you say, Eddie, when you've got a side leading 40 points to 12, you perhaps think that you just take the foot off the pedal. I'm afraid Mike Rush, Kieran Cunningham, the two coaches have certainly instilled into one thing, which the St Helens through and through, aren't they? They know that they just want to keep it going. Work hard, solid.
Well, they've beaten all before them, the Saints, under the Rush-Cunningham era, apart from one team. Again, I'm going to whisper it quietly because the Saints fans are all around us. Wigan. Wigan have beaten them 3 times, and they want desperately to put that record straight also.
I think they'll feel pretty confident that they may meet them in the playoffs.
And they play Wigan in the final round of Super League 2012.
What a cracker.
I wonder where they'll all be. Wigan top, Saints second, third. Will Saints be going for top? Oh, it's intriguing, the back end of the season. Warrington very much in the mix, of course. Catalan Dragons also. The Leeds Rhinos aren't prepared to give up their title without a scrap. Usual suspects. Wellens wasn't tackled, will score the try.
Yep.
Paul Wellens, Mr. Reliable. 5 tries in his last 5 appearances. Make that 6 tries in his last 6 appearances now after that one. He's on course to score 20 tries in a season for the 4th time in his career. 17th try in all competitions, 13th in Super League. And the man who's enjoying a 15th season in the competition comes up with the goods, both in defence and in attack.
Beautiful work yet again by James Roby, sneaking up on that blind side. He could sense that the Huddersfield defence were just having a little bit of a rest. And there's no better man to link in from the full-back position than this fella, Paul Wellens. But the way that James Roby has controlled this game tonight, I don't think he's played the ball more than 3 or 4 times during the entire 80 minutes. Remember, they said he was a substitute, a power play coming off the bench. And would he struggle to play the full 80?
He won the Man of Steel award, didn't he?
Yep.
Coming off the bench, making an impact off the bench. But he's made an impact from minute 1 of Super League this year. Paul Wellens, by the way, the 8th different try scorer for the Saints tonight. And that must be pleasing for Mike Rush as well. They're all involved. Makinson to try and add the extras.
You think the way that James Roby has adapted his game, great kick from the far edge there from Makinson. The way that James Roby has adapted his game, it's allowed St Helens to change the way that they play football. You know, under that process that we spoke about, Kieran Cunningham, James Roby, you know, Mickey Hine was a part of that, Scott Moore, they double pumped to the dummy half, powerhouse through, then had pace coming off the bench to get you again at the dummy half. James Roby has allowed St Helens to play with 1 hooker. Huddersfield have got 4 on the field, St Helens have got 1. You know, and his performance has been consistent from the moment Saints have kicked off to the moment he's just gone again from dummy half and set up that play down the short side. Now, to be honest, I don't know whether James Roby's going to get the man of the match or not. St Helens, for most, have been very, very workmanlike. They've simply done the job. The right people in the right position, doing the right thing at the right time. They make it look very, very simple.
And if I may add to that, sorry, Eddie, if I may add to that, Paul, James Roby is a thinker. He's got a great rugby league brain.
46-12, coming up to 5 minutes to go. St Helens have been dominant, obviously. Is it a fair reflection of the match, Phil? Do you think this?
Yes, I do. And
it's another heavy defeat, isn't it, for Paul Anderson?
It's an accurate one and a fair one, though. I believe it's true, isn't it? I thought some of the things that impressed me today were when St Helens have had the line broken or been in threat. On 2 occasions, they've got back and defended very, very well. And it's little things almost invisible when you're watching so much of the action and following the ball. But it's the little things that have helped to make a difference, and they've certainly saved them a couple of points in that. You know, remember back in the first half when the game was still very close, Huddersfield conceded a penalty on the 5th tackler for a high tackle, and you know, St Helens scores as a result of it. There's very little that ends up being the foundations on which a heavy defeat arises.
Well, the playoffs look likely for the Huddersfield Giants, don't they? Bradford, although Lee Gilmore puts the ball down with a simple knock on. Bradford Bull's 6-point deduction this week has really put pay to that. But they finished 4th last year, as we see the mistake from Gilmore again. 4th last year, they've got to be long odds now. Well, they're not going to make that, are they, in 2012? And I wonder whether they will end up with their lowest place in Super League since 2008, when they finished 10th in the competition. No, well, it's been a ridiculous year for the Giants. They were so dominant, and now look at them.
Well, is that a lesson for quite a lot of other teams? You see, St Helens got rid of their coach. It's worked wonders. Huddersfield, well, it took them a while to realise that to get rid of their coach, and it hasn't worked wonders. It completely sent them negative. It just shows you that, you know, it's not always the coach's fault, but I really felt that Huddersfield held on. As soon as it came out that it was coming here to St Helens, I should have said, pack your bags. Simple as that. Didn't do it. And it's going to be a big and hard, tough job for Paul Anderson to get them thinking into some winning attitude. Not easy.
And of course, Nathan Brown comes here to St Helens next year. That'll be interesting. Gilmore wide to Luke George.
And again, look at the St Helens players. Look how they're getting back in numbers yet again. They don't want to concede a try.
Valongo, they're plodding a bit, the Giants. George holds it down by Jones. This is Jason Chan, surrounded by white jerseys.
Back up, come on.
Good to see them too playing in their traditional strip tonight. White with the red V. Soliola, well, he just almost picked up Luke Robinson then. That was a mismatch in terms of weight advantage. That's a heavyweight against a flyweight.
And he's a contender for man of the match. He had a tremendous first half, didn't he? The second rower, Soliola.
I better know where the champagne's going. I bet I know.
Well, you should do if you know the game of rugby league.
No, I know you. I'm not saying I know anything about the game. I know you inside out. Melly. Play on, says the referee. Lawrence gets to him. Melly, so strong. O'Hare organising a dummy half. Ball comes in field to Dixon.
Well, if Mike does opt for James Roby as man of the match, the irony isn't funny if you're a Huddersfield Giants fan, is it? They've got 4 hookers on the field, and the St Helens one has simply outplayed everyone. Now, to be fair, James Roby will do that to virtually every, possibly every other hooker in the game. He's that good. But even when Luke Robinson was wiped out then on that big tackle from Soliola, if he's on the field playing at hooker, it was a second receiver about 15-20 metres away from the play the ball. I don't quite know whether he's playing hooker, he's playing scrum half, standoff or loose forward. I can't quite work out who's in what position for the Huddersfield Giants.
Well, Luke is a scrum half, isn't he? He was a scrum half born and bred, and he's sort of had to adapt because of Danny Bruff's
well, may I say
appearance.
On behalf of the real hooking brigade, there is no such thing these days as a hooker. They're all halfbacks, I'm sorry to say.
Well, only because you don't hook for the ball anymore, that's all.
Well, you've answered my question as well.
So
what
would you call them then if you don't call them hookers?
Dummy half.
Well, we do that anyway. Little break from Lance Patrick, halted by Flanagan with the ankle tap. 15 seconds remaining. Robinson was at dummy half then, gets it away to Scott Griggs. There is Bruff, there is a knock-on from Eden. And that really is the story of Huddersfield's night. They're like it's loud. They're like a limousine that's not quite running on all its cylinders at the moment, the Huddersfield Giants, but St Helens, I got the impression there that despite the fact that they had to defend their line doggedly and stoutly, that they won that almost without breaking sweat.